In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to enter a data set into the calculator and how to make a scatter plot of that data set. Here's an example. In this data set, we have the number of hours of studying per week in this column and the GPA associated with those number of hours that you studied. To enter this data set into the calculator, the first thing you do is you hit Stat right there. We want to choose the first option, which is Edit. It's already highlighted, so just hit Enter. That'll bring up your L1 and your L2 list. My list already have data in them, and I need to clear that data. To do that, use your arrow keys to go up to the L2. See how the L2 is highlighted? Then hit Clear, Enter. That cleared the data out of the L2 table. To clear the data out of the L1 table, again, I use the arrow keys to go up to L1. When L1 is highlighted, I then hit Clear, Enter, and that clears that data. And now I'm ready to enter my new values. First value right here, and this is the number of hours of studying per week, and that's going to go into the L1 column. It's going to represent the X values. So we put the X values in the L1 table. So I'm going to start with 14. I just type it in, and then I hit Enter. I go to the next value, 42. I type that and hit Enter. And I continue doing that to the bottom of the list. I'm going to go ahead and type them in. Now I've entered my L1 values. I need to now enter my L2 values. To get over to the L2, I simply hit the right arrow key. And that brings me over to the L2. In the L2, I'm going to put the GPA, the grade point average. And the L2 represents our Y values. The L2 always has the Y values. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and type all those values in. I type the number, then I hit Enter. Now all my values are in the L1 and the L2 tables. I need to take this data set and actually make the scatter plot. To do that, I hit the second and then the Y equals. Second and then the Y equals. That brings up this table right here, stat plots. I want to choose option 1. It's already highlighted, so I just press Enter. On this menu, I simply want to select the on. It says on, off. I want to make sure my cursor is blinking on the on. If it's not, just hit your left arrow button until that cursor is blinking on the on. And then hit Enter. That's the only option we are changing here. Everything else stays the same. So after you do that, just hit Graph. That's going to graph our points, our data set. Now, you may or may not see the data right now. What we need to do is zoom in on the data. So go ahead and hit Zoom right here. And we want to go down to number 9. Number 9 is Zoom Stat. You can either scroll down like I did and then hit Enter, or you can just press the 9 on the keypad. I scroll down and now I'm going to hit Enter. And that zooms in on our data. And as you can see, the data is sloping up. See how the data set is sloping up? That represents a positive correlation. And that's exactly what we'd expect from this data set, because the more you study on the x-axis, the more you study, the higher your GPA.